Hello, this is Jack from tofluency.com. Now, today I'm going to give you a simple trick to allow you to make fast progress with your English speaking. So many people want to reach that C1 level of English. And what I'm going to teach you today, the 10 plus method, is going to help you achieve that. Now, the thing about learning English or any language is it's a long-term goal. It's not something that you can just do in 2 weeks. It's going to take lots of time and lots of practice. And what I'm going to do today is break down the 4 ways that are going to help you improve, or the 4 main things you have to do in order to reach fluency. But then focus more on how you're actually going to do this. Because a lot of people know what to do, but actually doing it is a different thing. So this 10 plus method is really going to help you. Now, before we look into that, let's just talk about the 4 main things you can do in order to improve, or what I recommend you do. The first one is to get lots of input, which means to listen to things, read things, and watch things in English. And I made a lesson on this. So if you want to learn more about all these techniques, go to the description. I'll also leave them on your screen at the end. But yeah, the first one is to get lots of input. And that one is quite easy, because what you're doing is you're just sitting there, or you're on the train, or you're on the bus, and you're listening to things. And it's easy to do because it doesn't take much effort on your part. Instead, you're just sitting there, let's just say sitting on a sofa, watching this video, or you're listening to a podcast, or you're watching a TV show. Now, it might take some effort in terms of trying to understand what people are saying, but it's not as much as some of the other methods that we're going to talk about. So that's the first one, get lots of input. The second one is to improve your accuracy, your pronunciation. And this is a big part of being able to speak English with confidence, but not many students do this. So if you want to be different, if you want to improve quickly, then work on this area. And I have a full tutorial on that again in the description. The third way is to use the sentence method, or the LRRC method, where you take sentences, you repeat them accurately, and then you get long-term repetition. And then the fourth way is to get natural speaking practice. So to have conversations with people, either with a teacher or with friends. So those are the 4 things that I think are really important when it comes to learning English in the most effective way. Now, again, input is easy. You can do this when you're lying in bed, when you're on your sofa, like you are probably now. That's the easy part. You need to get lots of it. And if you're not doing that already, then start that now. But those other 3 methods are more difficult. When you think about it, when you actually have to do something, when there's some type of output, it is more difficult. And it can be overwhelming when you think about, how am I going to do this? How am I going to spend time actually doing this? And I'm sure you've gone through periods in the past where you've thought, okay, now is the time. It's the start of the new year. I'm going to start using these methods that Jack's talked about, or I'm going to start doing things that my teacher has talked about. And you'll spend an hour or 2 a day using these methods, maybe for 2 weeks or a month or 6 weeks or 2 months. But it's very hard to sustain that type of study, that type of effort when it comes to learning a language. So this is where the 10 plus method comes in. The 10 plus method. We can also call this the 5 plus method or the 15 plus method, but let's just stick with 10 for this lesson. And the number is all about time. 10 minutes. The 10 plus method, or the 10-minute plus method. So it's all about how much time you spend every day doing something that is difficult to do, or doing something that you know you should do, but you don't always feel like doing it. Now, what I want you to do is this. For the next 3 months, commit 10 minutes per day, or 5 or 15 or 20, but let's just say 10 minutes per day doing something that you know you should do but you're not doing already. And you can do this in all areas of life. It could be exercise, it could be learning to play the guitar, it could be anything. But in this lesson, it's all about learning English. But just know you can apply this to any other area of life. So when it comes to learning English, spend 10 minutes per day, every day, doing something that you know you should do. Let's just take my method, the LRRC method, where you listen to sentences, you repeat them, you record your sentences, and then you compare your version to the original, and then you get long-term repetition. This is a method that takes a bit of effort. You have to be in silence, you have to be on your own. You don't want other people around you because you're repeating sentences. So it does take more effort than just watching a YouTube video. Spend 10 minutes every day for the next 3 months using this method. Just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. Now, I say just 10 minutes, but it's called the 10 plus method. So it means that you do a minimum of 10 minutes. But if you do more, you do more. If you do 30 minutes, then great. But the next day, you only have to do 10. You can do more if you want, but you only have to do 10. And what this method does is it keeps you consistent. It keeps you consistent with what you need to do in order to improve. And it takes away all that overwhelm, the stress of thinking, oh, I need to do an hour of English tomorrow. That's my goal, an hour of English. But no, all you have to do is 10 minutes. You commit to 10 minutes. And this takes the pressure off. It makes it doable. It makes it sustainable. So let's say that you're really motivated on day 1. You do 10 minutes and then you think, I'm going to continue. So you end up doing 30 minutes. And then on day 2, you're feeling really motivated. You do your 10 minutes, but you end up doing an hour. But on day 3, you're feeling a little unwell. So you don't really want to commit a lot of time to it. So you do your 10 minutes and then you stop. And then the next day, you're really busy on day 4. So you commit 10 minutes and then you stop. But then on day 5, you're feeling a little bit more motivated again, you have some time. So you end up doing 30 minutes. But the key to all this, again, is that you just commit that time to the task. If you do more, great. If not, no worries. Consistency with everything is so important, and that's why this method is so powerful. So again, what I want you to do is to commit a specific amount of time, 5, 10 or 15 minutes per day, to a method that you think is going to help you. Not just reading something or doing something else, but something that gets you out of your comfort zone, something that is a little bit more difficult and something that you have to focus on. So I've given you some examples. It could be to go through a course that you've bought. It could be to use the LRRC method, or maybe it's to have speaking practice with somebody. But commit that time every day, do it every day, and then if you do more, then great. Now, this all reminds me of a quote which I read, I think, in some gym. It just said that fitness is maintained, it's not stored. So when you think about getting fit and working out and being healthy, if you don't do anything for 3 months, then you're going to be unfit. You're not going to be in shape. But if you do something every day, then you're going to at least maintain that and hopefully improve as well. And with a language, it takes a lot of time and it takes hours and hours and hours of practice in order to get to the level you want to be at. Therefore, make it a daily practice. So use this method and let me know how it goes. In fact, leave me a comment below telling me that you're going to start using this method and what you're going to do with it. So tell me if you're going to dedicate 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then tell me exactly what you're going to do with that time. Now, the reason I chose 3 months is that after 3 months, it should be a habit. It should just be second nature to you to do what you need to do, to get in the habit of doing this. So after 3 months, all of this is going to be so much easier. And another quick tip to help you with it is to think about a time during the day when you can commit to this. Now, for me, and I'm going to do this as well, for me, not to learn English, for me, it's in the morning. So when I get to my office in the morning, I have 10 minutes where I'm just going to focus on what my goal is going to be. And I'm going to update you all on my progress with this, probably on Instagram stories, also here on YouTube stories or on Facebook stories. But I'm going to do this as well, to commit 10 minutes every day to doing what I want to do, what I want to achieve. And if you think that this video has been helpful, then please like and share it. So share it with your friends on WhatsApp, Facebook groups, wherever it may be, and tell them that this method is going to help them. And thank you so much for being here. Now, what I recommend you do is to go to some of the videos where I talk about the methods that I think are going to help you the most, the methods that I think are the most effective ways to learn English. So I'll leave a link to those in the description and also on your screen now. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.